Hello and welcome into Paperhats Season 2. My name's Casey, and this is episode 15. Now, you may be wondering why I'm standing next to a strange shack on the Nether Roof with very, very little context. Now, there's a great reason for that, and if you've watched any one of my streams over on Twitch, probably in the last couple months, you do know what this is about now. This has been such a massive project here on the Nether Roof. It's been unbelievable and much, much more painful than I could have ever imagined. So let me show you what it is. Here it is. This is a 20 by 20 hole in the Nether Roof. Now, this doesn't look too impressive when you're looking at it, you know, like this, after it's already been done, kind of. We still have one more layer left, and plenty of magma creams to get rid, or magma cubes to get rid of. But it's well on its way to being done. This is a gargantuan project. It's much, much worse than the Nether Void that we dug earlier in the season. But we do need to finish this at the first part of this episode, so we'll be doing that in just a second. But we've had a lot of help from the other paper hats, such as Glitch, Mr. Gold, Siphon, Kelsey, of course, and if there's another one I have forgotten, and I apologize. Oh, Spudnik. I didn't forget about him. I knew I was missing one. Thank you all so much for all the help I've gotten. They've donated tons of sand. Some of them actually got in there and destroyed some bedrock, which I was very appreciative of. And everyone on the server has been a giant help getting through this thing. What this thing is actually going to be, and I probably should have mentioned this earlier, is it's going to be our Nether hub. The center of this circle is actually directly above the portal, all the way down at Y level 15. This is going to be our Nether hub, so if we need to get to the Nether Roof, we can just fly up, no problem. And I think I want to have a spiral staircase all the way down here. That's why I made it so big, but I may change my mind on that. So we're going to have plenty of decorating to do when all this bedrock is cleared out. But for now, we need to get on and actually destroy the rest of this bedrock. So let me do that right now. Okay, so I'm going to show you exactly how I managed to break every one of these pieces of bedrock. Well, not every one. I did have some help, but I did most of it. So let me show you how I did this. I put a block here to the side. That's easy, so you have something to stand on. You need a piston this way, and then blocks this way. And by the way, this is not my design. This is a design by Raiseworks. If I haven't mentioned that already, you can find the video over on his channel. He had a video with like 40 different designs, which is absolutely insane, but it was very helpful for this case, so I'm very grateful. And if you didn't see that, I put 2 pieces of redstone and a TNT. Then you need a building block. It needs to be stone or above in the hardness department. Crying obsidian or whatever indestructible block you want to do. A lever there, a trapdoor over the piston, and then a piece of TNT there. And then, actually, I have a macro. That's hard to say that word. So I have a macro that clicks 20 times a second. You can see here. Yeah, I mean, it's like standing in a village because villagers are horrible. But yeah, what you do is flip the lever, open the trap door, stand about right here, and hold down your macro, and boom, look at that. A gone piece of bedrock. Now, that's absolutely amazing. We are done with this project. If you can't hear the happiness in my voice, I am so happy. Again, this has been torturous. This project has been such a pain in the neck. I am so happy to be done with this. And look how good it looks. We just need to get all the paper hats together and dig it all the way down. But for now, what I think I'm going to do is actually cover it with slabs. Because if you haven't seen, we do have, well, I'm down in a hole so you can't really see them. But we do have some builds up here on the Nether Roof. And I would really hate to have a ghast spawn. Oh, there we go. A giant gold farm. I would hate for a ghast to shoot that way by chance, because you know it would shoot that way. Of all these directions it could shoot, it would shoot that way just to hit that gold farm. So yeah, I don't want that to happen, so I'm going to do a little bit of spawn proofing, and I'll see you in a second. And here it is, all nice and flat, ready to be dug down to Y level 15, where our nether hub is currently. It's going to be pretty impressive when it's all done and it's all built out and everything. I really thought about doing a megasode where I finished the bottom layer of the bedrock and dug it all the way down and got it ready to really build. But I think I'm going to hold off for a week or two from the time of this recording and get some of the paper hats together, the ones who want to participate in this project, and get it dug down and in a short time, get it ready to be built, and maybe we can talk about what we want it to look like, because currently we really don't have a plan for what we want this nether hub to look like, but this is a good starting point. But for now, I had a different idea of where I want to take this episode. I want to go back to the base. I've not been there in a long time, because I'll tell you, I've just not been back there. I've simply stayed up here pretty much until the project was done. The only time I went back to my base was to grab more gunpowder. That's it. It's been 40 to 50 hours of me just staring at a flat horizon and hearing explosions. So it's been a long project, but I want to go back and recap on a project I mentioned in the previous episode. I want to build that wall around my base and get it looking like an actual base, I guess. So let's head back there and see what we can do. And here we are. You see in the background my iron farm right there, and then you see this wall of basalt, and that is not a coincidence. So I was looking at the wall here, okay, and this is it. This wool line. I really shouldn't have made this white wool, because you really can't see it against the snow. And it just looks like something that's a part of the biome now. But this is the outline of the wall. I want to have it along this ridge, and I did explain this in the previous episode, that this is what I wanted to do to make it look more like a territory or its own, you know, sovereign place, I guess you could say. But in order to do that, we do need materials, and what I want to do is, you know, we've been using a lot of wood, a lot of grays, well, especially there, but that's, I may actually use some of that, because what we're going to be using is basalt. And we need lots and lots of it. As you may have saw just a second ago, I did make a basalt generator. I was hoping to make this into a time-lapse, actually, but there were a couple problems with that. I did do my replay mod thing. However, you know, there were 3 clips meant to happen One got corrupted, the other two turned out very short. I designed this in a creative world, so when it came time to build it, it took me no time at all. So it just wasn't a very good time lapse. So I did leave it out. However, I do want to have a time lapse of this thing working because it actually really is interesting. But before we do that, we do need to figure out a couple things. Let me break this block right here. Number one is there's currently no collection system. We need to figure that out. And the second part to that is I want a really interesting collection system. And, you know, in order to have an interesting collection system, we need to know how or what it's actually going to be stored in. So, you know, we need a collection system, and we need to build around the collection system and farm. So I think I'm going to have to do a little bit of thinking here for just a second and figure out what type of build I want to put around this thing or what I want it to look like. So give me just a second. You know, for you it'll be just a few seconds, but I will cut away, plan some things, and hopefully I'll have an idea when I come back. That was actually around a couple days, really. But I finally have an idea of what I want to do with this thing, and I've actually acted on some of it. It was kind of confusing, and I wasn't quite sure going into it what I really wanted to do with this. So I just started building, you know, how you do. And I turned on a little bit of a podcast or something like that, and just started building, and this is what came out of it. I really couldn't get a time lapse because, quite frankly, you wouldn't want to see a time lapse of this process. It was quite boring, you know. There was a lot of deleting blocks, rebuilding things, you know, that sort of thing. But I think I have a working thing here. It's really simple. It's just a box with some glass and glass panes. But one thing that we really didn't talk about is exactly how the storage collection is going to work, and I think that's really what's going to make this build interesting. Now, I put these glass pillars here because what I want to do is down here at the bottom. Well, let me go in here and show you. Down here, in that stone pit, I will dig that down even further. So when a piece of TNT lands on that, it'll blow up and, of course, break some basalt. It'll go down there and get washed. What I want to do is be able to divide each side into these glass pillars here. I'm going to have a bubble elevator that pulls them up, and then the way I've designed this, it should be really easy for me to clear out a few blocks from here, and it should be able to drop down into some hoppers with carpets on top of them, and you'll be able to see what you're collecting falling down right here. Now, from there, I'm not quite sure how I want this to look. I may dig a little bit underground and have all the chests there, because actually we have this cave over here that I haven't done anything with. I'm thinking we could use this cave to... Yeah, because it's really not that far. We could terraform another branch of this cave right over here, and that's how we could access our chests. So that's the way the storage system is gonna go. It's never that easy though, so I'm just gonna have to get in there and see if I can make this work. All right, I've done a whole lot underground here, and I think I actually have a working storage system. I haven't actually tested it just yet. There's a couple things that we may need to tweak. But it came across my mind here that I haven't actually tested TNT inside of this design yet. My worry well, we got to get rid of that creeper. That's also a worry. But another one of my worries is I'm pretty sure it's gonna be okay when the TNT goes off on that crying obsidian. I'm pretty sure this glass won't get broken, but I know TNT can be a little bit wonky. So let's do a test right now just to make sure, because if that breaks our building here, we're gonna have to resolve that before we go forward on the storage system. So let me take care of this creeper and I'll meet you down there. All right, creeper removed, and this is where the TNT is gonna land. It's pretty close. I think anything could happen. I think it's gonna be okay. The worst thing we would have to do is just add more crying obsidian along this edge here, you know, to make the game not calculate blocks being destroyed. I'm not quite sure, you know, I'm not quite positive how that works, but I think that seems right. But let's just do it. Let's just light the TNT, fly away, let it blow up, and see how it does. Hey, look at that! I think we have a winner. I need to fill in the back of that because I think we may lose just a bit of basalt. Also, we've got things getting stuck up here, don't we? So that's another thing we're going to have to resolve. Why isn't that? That should be water right there. Let me look into that, and I'll meet you in just a second. So for a quick status update, I have fixed that problem. It was a little bit strange to fix because even though those half slabs are on the upper part of the block, the water would not flow across it. I had to actually take these out, put solid blocks, let the water flow, and replace that. I don't think I've experienced that yet, so that's definitely a new one, but glad I got it fixed. I've actually done a couple other things. I actually gave it a really nice on and off switch. That is on, that is off, so that's really cool. I was trying to fit in a redstone lamp, but I just could not find anywhere that looked good. So I thought a comparator on an observer would look nice, and it really looks cool. And also, I have actually mapped out the underground storage right here. Luckily, it's a lot easier than I thought it would. I came down here, started tunneling this way, and immediately ran into the cave right here. So what I'm going to do now is dig this out a little bit more, make it a little more cave-like, give it some terraforming, and get some chests down here so we can start storing things. So I will see you in just a second. I really hope you enjoyed that time lapse. It's been a minute since I've really sat down and thought about a little project like this, textured it and made it look nice. So that was definitely a breath of fresh air. But the machine works. Right now we have 15 double chests, so that's way more basalt that we can hold than we're ever going to need. But I did go ahead and test out this machine for about 45 minutes. I filled up the dispenser with 9 stacks of TNT, and we got probably about 2 1/4 double, or 2 shulkers and about half a shulker, so 2.5 shulkers of basalt every around 45 minutes. So I mean, it's a pretty productive thing. There are definitely faster ones, but this is way faster than I'm gonna need, because I'm not gonna need all this basalt that this thing can produce. We got a little bit of a problem over there, but we're just gonna ignore that because actually, I really wanted to make a time lapse of us testing this machine the first time, and I actually did. The problem is at the beginning of my replay mod clip, I paused it and resumed the recording, and for whatever reason it caused a problem, I think, and it actually corrupted the file, so I did lose that first initial time lapse. And the second problem is I don't actually have replay mod anymore, because if you haven't noticed, and you will not notice from this clip here, we are actually in 1.17 now. This video started in 1.16.5, and now we are in 1.17. So with that, there's gonna be an interesting project very, very soon, and I didn't quite plan this, but I have been holding on to a lot of ores, just where I went on a mining craze, and my initial thought was to just sell the ores back in 1.16, and you can see some of the new textures back there. And have an ore shop because when you're terraforming and you don't have a large supply of ores, having a shop can be very useful. Just to go there and buy a couple stacks of what you need. So I've got all kinds of ores here. I don't know if I've shown this on camera, but especially iron ore. And the interesting thing about 1.17 is, let me place down a couple here and then get my fortune 3. Now when you mine iron ore, you don't get the block unless you have silk touch. You're actually going to get raw iron. And then let's see if we can make one here. And from raw iron, you can make the block of raw iron, which kind of looks like beans. I think that was a meme for a while, but I'm thinking since I have so much ore, I think this could be a very good seller. I could convert half of this into these type blocks and sell the ore so people still have that to terraform with. And I've got it for all the other blocks. Now, I know gold is the same exact way as iron. And of course, the coal block and the lapis blocks, those textures haven't changed when you compact them into the block like this. So that's going to be a really interesting business model. And I actually need to go pick out a spot. And there's a spot that I've actually been eyeing for a long time. I think I mentioned it once when I was working on Bastion Boys. So let's head on over to the shopping district and let's try to pick out a spot.
Hey!
Oh,
who are you?
Where did you come from?
Who are you? Are you a ghost?
Actually, my name is Casey.
I think you're a ghost. Wait, hold still.
Oh no.
Okay.
Yes, I'm real. I'm a person.
No.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh. I've been exiled here by a ghost, and I don't know where I am, and I'm lost, and I'm out of food and rockets. And look at this. This crazed ghost sent me this crazy book. Look at this. Look at this. I don't know what to do with this book. I was at home, and then I got that book, and then I walked through a tunnel, and now I'm here, and I'm stuck here, and I don't know what to do.
Well, that's quite the story you've got there. A cryptic book? That's a second book.
Then I came out of the cave, and there was a second book. And that's the one that told me I'm stuck here.
Huh. Well, either they're playing some sick kind of game, or they're just trying to be the second Stephen King. You said you're out of food and rockets, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, I can handle that. Did you just come from the shopping district?
No, I followed you down this hallway here.
Okay, well, this is the shopping district.
Shopping district?
Yes, absolutely. So
wait, you mean you're not the only ghost that's here?
Oh no, there's plenty of other ghosts.
There's more. There's lots of ghosts.
There's lots of ghosts in the land of Talaria, or Talaria, whichever one you want to call it.
Talaria. Wait.
Yes.
This is the whole land?
Yeah. This isn't actually the first time people have just magically spawned here. See, we used to live in a land called Morhan, but we don't know where that is, and we ended up here, and this is our home now. You can feel free to check out the rest of the shopping district, but for now, I want to get you some rockets and food, and then we can be on our day.
Okay.
But I do have one question for you. Where exactly did you come from?
Well, I came from over by the clock tower.
Oh, the clock tower. Can't say there's a clock tower here. But was it a haunted ghost tower? Was it a known?
Well, I mean, there's a haunted house nearby, but the ghost doesn't actually live in the haunted house. The ghost lives in the cemetery.
Okay. Okay, well, I'm not much of a paranormal freak myself, but maybe somebody else is. They'll be able to help you. I sure hope that's in stock. Yes, it is.
Whoa. That
Yep.
just gave me how many? Oh my gosh, that's so many rockets.
Yeah.
That's magical. So you put a diamond in this thing
Yep.
and it spits out rockets?
Yep. I actually put 2 diamonds in there. It counts out how many you put in there, and then it gives you 2 stacks per diamond.
Oh,
Yeah.
fancy. Okay.
A ghost named Siphon 112 built that.
A a a ghost that siphons things?
Well, his name is Siphon. Yes. I guess you need to know more about this world, don't you?
Yeah,
Seeing as it's your
definitely.
new home now.
I mean, I'm stuck here after all.
Yeah.
So I suppose I may as well meet all of you ghosts and
Oh.
test if
Oh.
you're real.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Oh man, I'm gonna have some bruises after this. Anyways, okay, so this was shopping district. There's plenty of stores here, but actually, where did you land at? Was there a specific area that you ended up in here?
I came through the Lilac Road, but the book says the lilacs are wilting, so I don't know if that's an effective landmark.
Well, okay, so this is shopping district. This is on the western part of the world. Don't let me lose you. You know, we've lived here so long, we kind of zip around as fast as we
Oh,
can.
no
But
worries.
this is the western part of the world. And then I will show you spawn. Spawn's sort of where you can go if
Oh, okay.
you know, you need a quick area to sit and rest. So yes, this is spawn. This is where we all started initially. This is the heart of the world, I guess you could say.
Okay.
Yep. And if you didn't see, this is the land of paper hats. So, um,
Oh.
you are an honorary paper hat now.
I'm a paper hat?
Absolutely, paper hat.
Yay!
I love the little twirl you did there.
Yay!
Now,
I don't know what that means, but it makes me happy.
well, we don't quite know what it means, but this is the rock. That's what we call it.
The rock.
Its name
Okay.
is not Dwayne, but this is a rock. We're pretty sure this sent us here.
The rock that's not Dwayne.
Yes.
Got it.
I mean, other than that, you know, there's a whole lot of bases. There's people's homes that you can look at. What else do you need to know in order to start your new life here in Teleria?
Well, I mean, it doesn't sound like you know how I can get home. I think I just need to build a new house.
I think so. To be quite frankly honest with you, if we knew how to get home, we would have went home a long time ago. So, unfortunately, we can't help ourselves, and therefore can't help you.
No, I get it. I get it. You
Yeah.
you would help me if you could because you're a nice ghost, but
Nice ghost,
you,
yes.
you can't help. I mean, you did get me rockets, so that's
Right.
something. That is help. That's better than the ghost at home did for me, which was scare me.
Yeah, that's scare you and ousted you to some mystery land.
Yeah, exiled me to here. I have no idea how she did
Yeah.
it. She's very
Oh,
clever.
actually, the main landmark here is McDonald's. Actually, that's where you can get cooked chicken. Well, no, well, we're out of it right now. It's just, you know, unless you want to chew on some feathers.
Oh, okay. All you can eat feather buffet.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's delicious.
Some sweet berries.
Okay. Yeah, that can work.
I realize I realize.
I have a few carrots. They'll last me until my berries grow.
You know what's funny?
What?
I told you I would get you some good food, and the first thing I give you is sweet berries. Anyways, I'll get you some real food. There's no ender chest on this island.
Oh, I have an ender chest.
Yeah. Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, okay.
I'm not completely useless. I walked through a cave. I didn't, arrive here naked. I've
Okay.
got stuff.
Alrighty. I mean, I guess for what it's worth, I'm glad you landed here of all places, and you know, formally, I don't know if I've said this before, but I do want to invite you to stay here, build a house, prosper, and explore a little bit.
Well, thank you. This is not an ideal situation, but I think I'll stick around. I'll meet the other ghosts. If they're as nice as you are, I think we'll get along great and we'll have lots of new friends.
Hey, I think so too. Well, what do you think about that? I guess we have a new member here on the Paper Hat server. If you didn't catch it, her name is actually Dakota May, and we're super glad to have her on here. I think she's going to do great. But back to our original plan, we do need to find a spot for our iron shop. We're not going to have time to build it today, but that's going to come very soon, probably in the next episode, because I want to start making diamonds. And there's actually an idea I've had on the back burner for a while that I've never actually got time to do since the bedrock breaking was taking place and taking all my time away. But everybody knows that this is Bastion Boys here. I hope by now. And we're actually going to check our shops because I think we have diamonds waiting on us. But here at Bastion Boys, we actually partnered with Main over there. Now, there's only one problem. Bastion Boys is, the better part of 40, 50 blocks away from Main and we need a way to get over there quick. So my idea is right here in this plain grass patch, I could make a water elevator that goes all the way to the bottom of the sea here. And then I want to make a glass tunnel that follows along the seabed and hooks up to Main over there. In between, this is what I'm thinking, in between would be my iron shop. Now, this works out great for the both of us because if they want iron, they're going to have to go through Main or Bastion Boys. So maybe that'll incentivize more sales in that aspect. But that's my idea. It's going to be a decent project, I believe. I don't think it's going to take too long. I'm going to make sure I have some sponges and I do it right. So that's the plan there. Guys, thank you so much if you've made it to this point. I know it's a long episode, but it has taken me many hours to make this over the course of 3 or 4 weeks. So guys, I really do appreciate you for watching. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. I will see you next time, and if you're not already subscribed, please do hit that subscribe button. It really helps out the channel, and I love to see returning viewers. So guys, y'all have a good one. I will see you next time.